Alright guys, welcome back. I've been painting up my Blight Lord Terminators for my Death Guard army over the past couple of days. Been trying to paint up the armour in the same way I did my Great Unclean one with the rotted, decayed flesh. And I just got to the part where I'm painting in all of the red capes on the models. And it got me thinking about the fact that in a lot of my painting tutorial videos, I don't really get to spend the time on some of the smaller details, like how to paint a red cape, for example. So I thought I'd do a quick little video on how I paint up red capes and cloths. And if you like this type of video, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and spend a bit more time making more technical, in-depth videos on how I paint some of the smaller details in my painting tutorial videos. But for now, let's get into the red cape. So to start off with, I base coated the cape in Army Painter Terrestrial Titan, but any really dark purple would do here. And I'm then going to go in with the Army Painter Cool Red Triad to build up the highlights. More specifically, I'm going to be using the darkest colour Basilisk Red, then Dragon Red, and then Blood Chalice. The Army Painter Cool Red Triad is a really nice set of reds with a little bit of a tint of blue in them, hence the Cool Red name. And because of that little bit of blue in them, they are perfect for applying onto a purple base coat. And the idea here is that I want to apply the first coat of Basilisk Red, which is the darkest colour, to all of the areas on the cloak, apart from the very top of the cloak where it meets the armour, and also the two large creases down the centre of the cloak. I'm just going to be leaving these parts in the purple base coat, and the rest will be painted in the Basilisk Red. And the trick here to getting nice smooth blends and an even finish is number one, to always keep your brush moist, which will help to thin down the Army Painter paints a little bit without over thinning them down to a glaze. And that little bit of water on your brush is going to help you keep the tip nice and sharp, and it's also going to make the paint apply nice and smooth. And the other thing you need to do to get a nice smooth finish is to make sure that you keep your brush strokes in the same direction each time you apply the paint. So when I'm applying the paint, I'm always applying from the top and then dragging the brush down, and then trying to manoeuvre the miniature in my hand to get nice clean strokes across the entire cape. And I'll just give this 2 to 3 thin coats until there's a nice even coverage across the cape. I'm then going to go in with the next highlight colour, which is Dragon Red. And I'm just going to be applying this in exactly the same way as before, making sure my brush is always damp, and applying the paint in a downward stroke. But this time I'm just going to be covering slightly less of a surface area, making sure we can still see the purple base coat and also the previous darker red colour. And this time it should only take 2 coats to get a nice smooth coverage. And as soon as you apply this paint, you should start to see the nice highlights forming, with a smooth transition from the dark recesses to the current highlight layer. And then just repeat the exact same process with the next highlight colour, which is Blood Chalice, and again covering a smaller surface area, leaving all of the previous layers still visible. And the final step to the process is to go in with the lightest colour in the cool red triad, which is the Raging Rose. And I'm just going to use this to do a quick edge highlight to all of the edges on the cape and the bottom section of all the tears and holes in the cape as well. And that's the cape finished. And it produces a really nice vibrant red without too much fuss. And all I need to do now is paint up the rest of the model, which hopefully I can finish up for the end of the week. And I'll get a full video tutorial out on how I painted up the entire unit. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on that video and any other future content. But until then, happy painting, and I'll see you in the next one.